Okie dokie. So here we go. Remember, pay close attention today. You have a test on Friday, okay? So tomorrow we will review. So today is the last lessons. Our test is going to be over parallel and perpendicular lines and over this. So students will be able to calculate using technology the correlation coefficient and interpret this quantity as a measure of the strength of the linear association. So yesterday we went over positive, negative, or no correlations, okay? We're going to go a little deeper today. So linear function is a straight line. Linear parent function is y equals x. X-intercepts where that line crossed through the x-axis. Slope is rise over run. Y-intercepts where that line crossed through the y-axis. Positive slope, read it like a book, it goes up. It's the same thing as a correlation coefficient, okay? Negative slope, read it like a book, it's going down. Same thing with correlation coefficient. Zero slope is a horizontal line, and the equation here will be y equals 2. Undefined slope is straight up and down, and the equation is x equals 3. Standard form, slope-intercept form, point-slope form, we've been going over this. Parallel lines have the same slope. Perpendicular lines cross at a 90-degree angle, and their slopes are opposite reciprocal, meaning this is positive 2 over 1, and this is negative 1 over 2. All right, so we're going to go over this again. You're going to really want to keep going back to this page to know for sure what you're doing. So remember, I told you we're going to go over the numbers today. If the number is at 0 for your correlation coefficient, or R, which I'm going to show you today, that means that there is no correlation, okay? If it is between here, positive 0.0 and positive 0.5, it's a weak correlation. The closer it gets to 1, the stronger it is. Same way in the negatives. The closer it gets to 1, the stronger it is, okay? So a perfect negative is a 1, okay? Strong negative is really close to 1, so like a 0.9, 0.8. Weak will be like 0.3, 0.4. No correlation is 0.0. Weak here, 0.3, 0.4. Strong would be 0.8, 0.9. Perfect would be 1. Okay, so that's what we're looking at. You may have to come back to this page to look at this. Okay, so these are the instructions for what you're doing today. I'm going to go ahead and do some examples with you as we're reading the instructions. So you be looking at your instruction sheet while I'm reading them, but I'm going to actually be on the page with the problems while you're reading the instructions. So you be on this sheet, okay? So for problem number 1, or letter A, first we need to write at the very bottom, at the very beginning, I must go to. The answer is second, 0, and press diagnostic on. You must do this. I'm going to show you what happens if you don't do this, but then I'm going to, no, I'm just going to do it. Okay, so go to your calculator. Second, 0, and see the green D right here? You can just hit that, and it goes to the D's for you. And then find diagnostic on. Oh, there it is. Hit enter and make sure it says done. Okay, that's the first step. Okay, now looking at your instructions, it says calculator steps for creating a scatter plot. Go to stat. Okay, so we're going to stat. Hit edit. And we're going to type these in just like we normally would. So the X's go in L1, the Y's go in L2. So L1, hit 1, 2, 4, 5, 8, 8, and 10. Okay, and then for Y2, it's 2, 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, 10. Okay. Now it says to go to second, y equals. Okay. We want to pick this first one, so just hit enter and turn it on. So right here where it says off and on, we want to turn it on. So hit enter on on. Okay. Now what we just did is we just told our calculator we want to graph what's in stat. Okay, because it's using the L1 and the L2 just like we told it to. So hit graph. And look at that. We just plotted the points on the table. Isn't that awesome? Okay, so the next step says calculator steps for finding R. R is the correlation coefficient, okay, which is something you need to find here. Okay, so to find R, go to Stat. Okay, the next step says go over to Calc. Okay, it says pick number 4, but don't hit Enter. Okay, so we needed to just say that. Don't hit Enter. Next step, go to VARs. VARs is right here. Okay, it's right there next to Clear. Click VARs. Then it says go to YVARs. So we're going to go over to YVARs. Okay, and we want to pick Y1 under Functions. So we hit Functions, Y1. Okay, so that's what your screen should look like. Then hit Enter. Okay, if you need to see that again, rewind it, watch it in slow motion, okay, so that you can follow along. So it tells us R is 0.96. Okay, so we know that. Because once you have found the value of R written down, press Zoom 9 to graph. Oh, that's cool. So look at this. Hit Zoom 9. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Okay, so this not only plotted the points, but it drew for us the line of best fit. That's what you need to know how to make right now, the line of best fit. So that was the equation it just gave us. Okay, so it wants us to find R and then draw the scatter plot. So we're going to go back here. We're going to plot these points, 1, 2. So you go over 1 for X, up 2 for Y. Boom. 2, 2. Go over 2, up 2. Boom. 4, 3. Over 4, up 3. Boom. 5, 5. Go over 5, up 5. 8, 6. Go over 8, up 6. 8, 8. Go over 8, up 8. 10, 10. Over 10, up 10. Okay, so that will be our scatter plot. Then for each graph, draw the line of best fit. So I want you to draw that line of best fit that crosses through the points like what we have. So we're going to draw that line of best fit. You're just going to create a line that looks like it would go through most of the points. Something like this, okay? That's my line of best fit because it's the line that best fits. Next it says sentence. So for each graph, write a sentence describing if it's a strong correlation, a weak correlation, or no correlation. We need to go back to here. We got 0.96, right? 0.96. So is that a strong or weak correlation, and is it positive or is it negative? 0.9 is going to be like right up here, right? So it's a positive, strong correlation. Okay? It's a strong positive or a positive strong correlation. What is the connection between the sign of R and the slope of the line of best fit? So in our calculator, we'll get out of here. Darn it, let me pull that up again. Okay, so our A is our slope, right? And this is our R. What do you notice about the signs in front? They're both what? They're both positive. Okay, because the correlation coefficient and the slope are both going to be the same sign. So if one's negative, so is the other. Okay, I'm going to do one more example with you, okay? And then you should be able to do the rest of them. So let's look at B, since it's right here. First, I want you to clear everything in your calculator. Second plus 712. Clear everything. Okay, so here we go. First step, it says, for creating a scatter plot, go to Stat. Go to Stat, hit Edit. Now we need to type in our table, right? Type in our table. So we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and 6. Then in L2, we type in our y's, 0, 2, 4, 6.5, 8, 9, 10. Okay, next step. Second, y equals. And remember, we want to pick the scatter plot and turn it on. Okay. Now, if you hit graph, remember it's going to have your scatter plot there. That's what it should look like. Calculator steps for finding R. So hit Stat, go over to Calc, pick 4, but don't hit Enter. Then hit Vars, go over to YVars, pick Function, Y equals. Okay, now we can hit Enter. Uh-oh. How come it doesn't tell us what R is? Here's why. We didn't do that first step. So if it happens like this, you go, oh no, what the heck is R? I don't know what R is. Second, 0, find diagnostic on. And it's alphabetical, so you should be able to find it. Okay, so now you can hit second enter again. That brings up your last problems. So now we have that. Hit enter. Aha, there's R. So R is 0.98. Right? R is 0.98. So we needed to record the value of R. Oh, but remember zoom 9? This will show us exactly what everything should look like. Okay, so now we need to draw the scatter plot. Okay, so 0, 0, 1, 2, 2, 4, 3, 6.5, 5, 8, 6, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up to 9. And 610. Okay, and then draw your line of best fit. So I would say it goes something like that. Okay, that would be my line of best fit. Okay, so we've done 1, 2, and 3. For each graph, write a sentence. So, what is this? Is it positive or negative? It's positive. Is it a strong or weak correlation? Or none at all? Well, it's 0.9. That's really close to 1, so it's strong. Correlation. Okay, and the last one says, what is the connection between this line of R and the slope of the line of best fit? Both are what? Both are positive. Okay, check it if you don't believe me. A is positive 1.5, R is 0.9. Okay. So again, if this is still confusing to you because the steps, there are a lot of steps, you do have instructions right in front of you. Follow the instructions of what to do. If you're missing something, go back, watch the video again, maybe watch it in slow motion to make sure you get it. You must have everything filled out on your paper when you turn it in, including the graphs and the dots. Okay, they need to be where they're supposed to go. Okay, then you're going to submit your answers online, all right? If you do not have these things all done, you will not get a grade for this paper, okay? Good luck, you guys. And also do me a favor before you leave class, clear the RAM on your calculator because, I mean, y'all know, these numbers stay in stat, okay? So go ahead and clear the RAM on your calculator when you finish so that the kids after you don't get stat full of junk.